Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Now a couple things I'm going to show you today. I'm going to show you some range of motion and the way that Heather is in bed right now. I'm going to turn this a little bit so you can see this. See how her feet are down like that? If you have somebody in bed for long extended periods of time, now you have the covers. Now normally our feet are obviously, would you fix your feet please? Thank you. Normally our feet are like this. But what happens is when you have covers and everything on there, your foot ends up dropping and you end up getting what's called foot drop. Okay, you want to try to avoid that, because if that person ever gets better, gets healthier so that they can move in and out of bed, they're going to have a major issue, because the tendons and everything are going to get locked in and their feet are going to stay in that position. The best way to do that, to deal with that, is you're going to get, and I'm just going to use this as an example. This is a board, just so you know. This is not a game. This is a board. You're going to want to take some kind of a board or something and put that under the bed, and obviously you'd put some padding underneath their feet so their foot was not right on a board. But this is so it gives support for the feet, does not allow for the foot drop. Okay, so now that's just an example of that. What I want to talk about today is we have somebody that's in a compromised position. What ends up happening is they get contractures. So our normal arm is like this. If I don't use my arm at all, eventually my hand is going to go into this type of a position and my arm is going to come up and lock in. It happens. I've seen it over and over and over again. Now how do we want to avoid that? Or the feet will come up and they'll lock up like this, okay? And you're not going to be able to do squat about it. So the best way to do that is range of motion. This is something that can be done a couple times a day for your resident or family member, or whoever you have in your home. Gives you an idea of what you want to do. Okay, so we're going to start out with a leg first. Okay, so what we're going to do is actually going to turn this a little bit so you can see. So we have the ankle. Okay, it's always about support. So I'm going to support the bottom of her ankle, and I'm going to take my hand here and I'm going to go back and forth with that there. Okay, you can go side to side. I'm giving her range of motion on that ankle. Okay, so you're going to go up and you bring it down. You bring it up and you bring it down. Now there's no set number of times that you have to do this. You can do it 5 times, you can do it 10 times, whatever you're comfortable with. If you have to take a break in between, that's okay. Okay, but again, you're going to support the bottom of that ankle. You got that, so you got that support. You're going to grab onto the top of that, and you're going to just give her that nice little range of motion. Okay, and again here, I'm going to go in and out like that. Now, I'm going to come around here so you guys can see. Now I want to work on giving her a nice stretch with her leg. Okay, so I'll just try to change this angle so you guys can see this better as I do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab underneath here again. I'm supporting that ankle again. I'm underneath the knee. I'm bringing, hopefully you guys can see this okay. Let me just back this up. I'm supporting that leg, okay, and I'm going to give it up and I'm stretching it out. I'm going to go up, I'm going to stretch it out, okay? And again, the whole time I am supporting, I'm hoping you guys can see this. I'm supporting, what's that?
I want to angle it down a bit more.
I think they can. Let me just look. Sorry guys, I just got to look to see where. Yeah, they'll be able to see that. Okay, so I'm supporting that ankle, and that foot is in my inner arm here. So I have that support of that leg. So now I'm going to go up. See, I'm stretching that out. Now from here, I can do a couple of different things. I can go out, stretch that leg out, bring it in, stretch it over. Okay, bring it to back, come down. I can go back to this point, I can stretch it out again, or I can come back in again. Now another thing that I can do when I have that leg here, okay, and again, I'm supporting the joints. I'm going to get underneath that ankle again, and I'm going to bring that leg up. Now a lot of people obviously are not as flexible as Heather is, so they're not going to be able to get that full thing. You don't want to force against the tendon, because what could happen is you could pop that person's tendon underneath here, okay, and that's going to hurt them. So like if I'm coming up to here and I can only get to that point right here, then that's as far as you go. If you're feeling too much resistance, don't try to force that, okay? And then if I'm going to come up here and I can only get to there, then that's where you go to, okay? You don't want to push past, because you're going to end up hurting your resident, okay, or your loved one, whoever you're taking care of. Now, we're going to go back up over here. Now we're going to work on the arms and stuff like that. So what I'm going to try to do, if her hands are contracted, okay, if they're all contracted like this, I'm going to show you something. Let me go grab something real quick and I'll show you.
Well, hello, YouTube land.
Okay. Lay down, patient.
Don't tell me what to do.
Okay, so I have a washcloth. I can take this washcloth and I'm going to roll this washcloth up. Okay? Now I got it like this. So now she's got a hand that's all contracted. Her hand is tightly locked in. So I can take those fingers and I can open that hand up, get those fingers around, take that thumb around the other side there. You see how I got that? And that's going to help keep that hand open. That's something you can do for somebody that's already has contractures in their hands. That's going to give them better support so that their hand is not locked in like that all the time, that they can actually start to do that. Now, what we want to do too is we're going to take my hand and, like you're giving them, you know, that hey man type of handshake. I don't know. It sounded good. So I have her hand, again, I got support. So now I can go up and down with the wrist, I can go side to side, and then if I want to, I can try to work those fingers to try to get some range of motion back in those fingers. Okay, now since I got that hand, again, it's all about support. It's supporting that person. So now I'm going to take her elbow and I'm going to work that arm. So because if she's all contracted up here, we want to try to get those kinks out. So you work on it, and it could take days, it could take weeks to really get that range back. Sometimes you're not ever going to get that range back, but you're going to try to get back what you can, okay? So now I can also take that arm and I can bring her up, I can bring her out, I can bring that arm over, I can do all kinds of things, try to get the circular motion going, trying to work on that range of motion for that person. Now also you obviously want to think about their neck, okay? So when thinking about the person's neck, what you can do is I can sit there and I can take my hands underneath that person's head and I can just kind of move that head up and down. I can go side to side. And again, when you're doing this, you do not want to force them to go beyond what they're capable of doing. What you're trying to do is, like if I come in here again, I have her hand and I'm coming up and that's as far as I can go. I might want to try to work it a little bit. You know what I mean? Work a little bit of that resistance. Don't go like that, you're going to get that arm up there. You don't want to do that because you're going to hurt your person, okay? Whoever your patient is, you don't want to do that. You're going to want to be gentle and you're going to want to, you know, make them feel relaxed. What I'm going to also be doing, here she is laying here, while I'm doing these things, maybe she's nonverbal, she can't speak to me, okay? But I can look in her face, and while I'm doing this, if she is showing signs of distress or discomfort, I'm going to pick up on that, and I know I'm hurting her, and I'm going to stop. Because that's not what you want to do. You don't want to hurt your patient. You might want to go a little bit less then when you're trying to work on something. But you're always going to want to look for nonverbal cues that somebody is in distress, or if they're in discomfort. They could moan. They could, their eyes get bigger. You know, they start thrashing around a little bit. There's a lot of different things you want to look for, nonverbal cues that somebody's in pain or discomfort, okay? So this is the second video that we just did on this series. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos, guys, explaining different things on how to take care of your loved. This is basically what we want to do is I'm trying to teach you guys how to take care of your loved ones at home, what you can do for your loved one to make them more comfortable. Because unless you're a nurse or you're a CNA or you're a doctor or a physical therapist, you're not going to know these things, okay? So this is about trying to teach you to help your loved ones. We all have elderly people in our family, and we want to make them more comfortable. And this is all about what it is. It's about making them comfortable, making them feel good, you know, those type of things, okay? So this is the second video that we just did on this series. There will be a lot more videos coming, and this was it for today. So once again, thank you very much, Heather. Very good model. I appreciate your assistance, and I hope this helps, guys. Please like, comment, share. Let me know what you think of the series, and we'll go from there. Okay? Thank you very much. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.